Alright, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So, after the abject debacle that Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts has become, I've decided I wanted to move on to other games, and one of the next games that we're going to be playing, hopefully getting the next big update for it by the time we get to that point, is going to be Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks. So in this game, you run a company and you build tanks for the nation's militaries. So we're going to be playing on the default difficulty. I did try out True Tycoon difficulty as just a test, really, and it is fun, but it's a little ridiculous. It's a little over the top with some of the difficulty of it, and like the extra costs associated and everything. And on top of being, forced into a situation where you can't really gouge for tanks, it's kind of annoying. So we're going to be playing on Entrepreneur. So let's get into this. We're going to be starting Era 1, and we're going to be working our way through Era 2 as well. And then hopefully by the time we finish up Era 2, we can actually get Era 3, which I suspect that that's going to be available relatively soon. Probably not for the next month or so, but by the time we get to the end of Era 1 and Era 2, I think Era 3 should be out. And then let's go ahead and... Now, I do have other games that I'm currently looking at as well to be part of the channel. If we don't get the release of Era 3 for Arms Trade Tycoon before we finish with Era 2, then we will wait for that update, and then we'll start another game. So, anyways, starting here with our factory. So we got our different zones and everything. I've gone over this in the preview that I did, but we're gonna kind of go over everything. So we're gonna start in the admin building. We'll just start in the bottom and work our way. So the admin building is where all the things that have to do with managing the workforce and all the other bonuses and loans and stuff that you can get associated with that. So real quick, our first things we're going to go ahead and build out are going to be the maintenance office, the fire stations, medical stations, and then we can get a fourth building. Honestly, I think I'm just going to go further into maintenance costs. Because here's the thing, is that the construction time and the construction cost focus, they're good, but they're not, like, huge in the beginning because you can only upgrade buildings to a certain point. But we definitely need the maintenance costs, because maintenance costs will add up very quickly, especially over the long term. And then in the case of the fire stations and the medical stations, these are going to help a lot with reducing our casualties when we do have accidents and whatnot. So that goes there. Real quick, where are my options? Settings. Don't know why it's like this was running perfectly fine last time we... Okay, so apparently for some reason the game was just not wanting to run properly. So for the Research Bureau, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the Fundamental Lab. Fundamental Lab covers everything, so we get a little bonus to everything. And then we're going to go ahead and get Breakthrough. So Breakthrough is basically a % chance that you just instantaneously research something. So this is just a flat chance to instantly research, and it's just a good little bonus to have on all your buildings. Breakthrough is probably the most important thing. And then we're also going to go ahead and I think... Well, engineers per line is going to be important for the Research Bureau, because this is where we're going to be researching things. So I think that's going to be important. And then let's go ahead and... Mobility firepower structure. Hold on, I need to dip into the research tree real quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know if these are considered structure. So 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so structure is probably going to be the best way to go because it's just there's more things to research. So we'll go ahead and go structure focus. All right, and then we're going to go to the production hall. First thing first, economics office. This gives us 100 workers plus in our entire assembly line. So this is just important to get right off the bat. Assembly focus. This will help improve the build time of our tanks. And then the retooling focus. This is actually really important. I didn't realize how important retooling focus was, but when you're going from one design to another repeatedly, there's a lag time that is definitely there. So we're gonna go ahead and I think next. Honestly, I think the recycling line might be a good idea. I'm thinking. Well, everything's going to use rifling. So rifling's also a really good focus. Huh. You know what? We'll just go with the recycling. Engineering Bureau, of course. Engineers per line, breakthrough. Now, reverse engineering is actually really important. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get that as well. And then I think we'll go ahead and we'll just do... Actually, I don't... Should I? We'll hold off. We'll hold off for right now. Because reverse engineering stuff, getting it done quickly is a definitive bonus. So you want to do that as quickly as possible. All right, breakthrough... engineers per line, and then we want to let's go ahead and do let's go like hardcore into optimization. So optimization focus is reduced resource costs, and we just want to reduce our overall resource costs. And then warehouse, of course, we can go ahead extra tank storage, extra storage for material, and then let's go ahead and let's go loading safety stations and unloading safety stations. So this will give us a bonus to the reliability. Hopefully we don't have any events that prevent us from being able to do what we need to do. So then we need to come to our different tabs here. So let's go to administration real quick and let's hire absolutely everybody we can. Oh wait, we can't hire anybody because nobody's available. Oh wait, no, I was looking at the wrong thing. So let's employ everybody we can. And then we can also pick up the loan immediately, but we're not going to do that. Research-wise, let's go ahead and start working towards, I think our first thing we should focus on is improved... Let's start working towards... Let's start working towards the female sponson. So we'll start working that first, and then we'll work towards the medium hull, and then once we get medium hull, bolted assembly. Over here, we're not going to worry too much about it quite yet, and then mobility-wise, we'll work up to truck fuel and get all this stuff done as well. So I think that's the way we'll go for this right off the rip. And then let's go ahead and go to engineering real quick. Just look at what we've got going on. So this is the blueprint. So this is the basic blueprint, and then this is the blueprint that we already have engineered. So this is just the standard heavy Mark 1. So we have that available. Turret-wise, we have the standard male sponsons, which difference between male and female sponsons. Male sponsons have anti-tank weaponry or they have artillery. I guess it's not really anti-tank weaponry in the early days. They have artillery, whereas female sponsons only have machine guns. And then, of course, we have our quick-firing 6-pounder, our Lewis guns, which that's pretty bog standard for everything. And then the 105 horsepower Knight 6-cylinder, inline 6-cylinder. And then the standard Centipede tracks, which these tracks are garbage. They are garbage. Not that. Okay, and then production-wise, we don't have anything to produce. We actually need to build out the first tank. So let's actually do that. So again, we're going to go ahead and we're going to build out a standard male Mark 1 heavy Mark 1. So this will be the only heavy Mark 1 that we produce, because the heavy Mark 1, it got relegated very quickly. And then we're going to go ahead and fill out our crew slots. Let's go 2 of you. Let's go 2 of you. Loader. Alright, so that covers our crew requirements, but I would honestly like to get rid of one of the crew. Honestly, I think this would have much better performance in this format. 8-man crew. It cuts down on the crew safety issues. Crew safety, overloaded commander, being so close to the crew limit, etc., etc. This is going to hurt this, but this is kind of where we have to go in order to be able to reach these different metrics. And so, maybe I can play around with this a little bit. Hold on. I think actually overall that might be what's going on here. Yeah, it might actually be a relatively well-balanced crew. We'll just go with it. Paint, we'll just go the standard British green, this very standard British field green, and then anything else we can do here? Armor wise, what is the armor? What's the protection looking like? 18, 10. Okay, so 18. I don't know if this is supposed to be 18 centimeters. I don't know what, it might just be 18 millimeter. I don't know. But, alright, cool. Alright, so that is the standard Mark 1, male Mark 1, I should say. And then, of course, we'll build out a female Mark 1 as well. Production line, we don't need to do anything here. Warehouse, we need to order stuff in so that we are able to produce. What's our current... What do we currently have in storage? How do I see that again? Oh, yeah, that's right up here. Yeah, we'll come out of Oceania, I guess. So if you just hold down the button on it, you can just max it out. And I think we'll just go ahead and max all this stuff out from Oceania. Yeah, we'll just max it all out. That way we can just order all this stuff in, and then that will give us a good chunk of resources. All right, cool. And then from there, we're just starting the process. Let's kick this up to 5 speed. Actually, real quick, I turned the music completely down on this. All right. More tanks required. All right, let's get all of our facilities up and running. 5 days on the Oceania order, which is fine. We could probably order more stuff in. Let's go ahead and order in from Africa. So we'll order all this in, order all this in. Honestly speaking, we are going to just order apps. Oh, well, we can't. That's right. Because we only have one delivery. It's Era 1, Michael. You only have one delivery line available. All of our upgrades coming online. Now, again, we can't pick up a loan if we need to, which getting all these upgrades out of the way early on is going to increase our maintenance costs quite substantially, but that's fine. All right, so Design Bureau, we have finished the Heavy Mark 1. So let's go ahead and get the Heavy Mark 1 onto the Proving Ground. The British Empire wants 20 tanks. All right, so we have the Mark 1. They want 20. We'll just build them 20, but we'll try to see if we can... If we keep the score over a 500, we should be fine. So we can come in pretty nicely here. Let's just go 32,000. So 32,000. We still got a decent mark. The Hector Mark 1 is not going to be much better than ours. And overall, the only thing that we have is that, you know, our mobility kind of sucks. But our firepower is good. Our protection's good. Crew performance is actually better than I would expect it to be. So let's go ahead and get that contract in our hands. And then as soon as we can start... Alright, they have accepted. Now, as soon as this is done, we'll come over... fire in the Research Bureau, of course. So let's go over here to Design, and let us amend all of these problems. Cool. That will heavily reduce the negative modifiers that the tank has. So now the tank is coming in at a actually pretty good metric when it comes to crew performance. Like, overall, that's not actually that bad. Like, a crew safety of 0 is actually a lot better than it could be. It's a lot better than it could be. So we now have the tank available. We can go ahead and actually start the production of the tank. So we need 20 of them for the contract. Let's go ahead and start getting that 20. Let's also head back over to admin and see if we can hire any more workers. There we go. Let's see if we can hire some more engineers. Come back over to the production line and make sure that we have the max number of workers we can have. So 60 days. Contract-wise, we have 94 days to fulfill the contract. So, plenty of time. And then we will actually go ahead, once we have the extra, or once we have this contract fulfilled, we will produce a handful of other other tanks just to have a surplus. And that's, I think, all of our... Okay, no, this upgrade still needs to go. So we're still waiting for the economics office. We are going to go into the black. So we are going to go ahead and fire up the loan. So... So, 13% interest... Oof. That is a horrendous interest rate, but it is what it is. But now we'll be able to sustain ourselves for a good long while, maintain our factory. Our overall costs, materiel are going to be our main cost, but we're also, not that one, this one. We're also not, completely stuffed. So let's go ahead and order in just absolutely bloody everything, basically. Like, we're trying to fill our warehouse with materiel, early for cheap, and just be able to keep rolling tanks out. Alright, female sponson is finished. Let's go over to research, and let's go ahead and start working towards our new medium hull. Because once we get the medium hull, we get bolted assembly, all that right there, boom. Then we can move on to the mobility stuff over here. Get the twin inline 4-cylinder engines. Get the tracks for the medium. Get the new tracks for our heavy, and then also get the truck fuel. This will give us a good base to work from, and then we can also come over here and work on the firepower stuff. And then once we have all of that put together, then we can start working on the next stage of this era. Alright, those new materials have come in. Very nice. Let's see if we can get some more material put together. So we're literally just ordering bloody everything. The cheaper, the better. It's kind of the motto at this moment. Alright, 20 of the Mark 1s are finished. Let's go ahead over the tank storage. Let's go ahead and select... We need to send out 20 of them. Alright, who's going to be the cheapest? You are. Okay. We need to send 20 of these bad boys out on the contract. We have plenty of time to get them out, so that's fine with me. And then also, let's go ahead and start production on, I say, 30 of them. So get 30 of these bad boys producing. Oh, we also need to hire more workers. So hire everybody we can. And then we also need to go 400 on that. 30 tanks, 64 days. That's a pretty good number. We also need to come over to the engineering bureau. We need to research. Okay, so we already automatically get a female sponson. Let's compare the female sponson to the male sponson. Overall armor protection, I would much rather have some better armor protection. So let's see if we can do that up a little bit. Let's see, do we have anything? Pistol port door. So rear thickness, rear ricochet. This gives better crew safety. Okay, that's fine. And then turret hatch. Reduces structure, crew safety. Okay. Honestly speaking, top thickness doesn't really matter to me. So let's go ahead and honestly, yeah, top thickness, I think yeah, that's right. I gotta look over here. So rear thickness, let's go 10 across the board. And then 7 here. That will give us a 10, 10, 10, 5. And I think that will be good. And then this will be our female Mark 1. And then we will go ahead and get rid of this bad boy here. And we'll sign this. So 18 days on this bad boy. This will give us a good little thing here, because this one, you know, its natural protection is pretty, well, actually, I guess not. Oof, I didn't realize that. I'll have to redo this when we do the Heavy Mark II, which will be the improved version of the Heavy Mark I. So actually, let's do that real quick. So crew comfort, crew safety. Yeah, let's just go that route. And then we're gonna go that route. And then front thickness. I'm gonna go a little heavier on the overall protection of the male version. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yep, we will go that route. Then we'll research that as soon as we can as well. Hull-wise, we're just going to use the standard hull for all of the tanks, and then when we do the Mark II, we'll have a new hull that we'll research. Alright, there we go. Cool. Alright, we have completed the steel. Let's go ahead and start up the medium hull research. 35 days on that bad boy. Let's make sure we have hired... I'm going to go ahead and I'm only going to hire an extra 2 engineers, because we're not using our engineers as readily, so there's not really a big incentive to have a crap ton of engineers, but 100 engineers, I think that's perfectly reasonable. So we'll hire those bad boys in. All right, cool. That is done. Done in the engineering department. We'll come down here and we'll get this bad boy engineered as well. And this way, we now have our Mark 1 for the female, and we can go ahead and we can actually design a Mark 1 female. So let's go ahead, Mark 1. Thank you, sir. Then we go ahead, Mark 1 female. And then we set up the absolute bullet hose. This tank just says, hello, Daka everywhere. It's amazing. Alright, so gunner, gunner. How do I want to do this? Gunner. But I want to make the gunner, 2 of the gunner's mechanics, 3 of the gunner's mechanics, and then throw a mechanic on there. Comes in at 7 crew. It's actually better on the crew than the male, and on top of that, yeah, I should have put male on the other one. On top of that, it'll actually aid with crew safety because overall the -1 person in the tank is just better. Oh yeah, we can't have multiple ammo types, or we can only have 1 of each ammo type. That's what it is. All right, then that. All right, cool. And so now we can design our heavy Mark 1 female, and we'll see if we're able to entice the Brits to actually want to buy it. And then let's go ahead and, oh, not that. I always want to click on the building. Let's come over here and let's order stuff in from, so North America, super expensive. Super expensive. Again, we're just going to order absolutely everything we can. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this one here. So we've got our initial designs up and running. We've gotten our initial contract done. We have our second design of the heavy Mark 1 female going. And we're also producing extra heavy Mark 1 males. So as soon as we get those males done, we'll then also produce a... well, actually, you know what? I'll hold off on producing any heavy Mark 1 females because I know I'll be able to sell the heavy Mark 1 males. The heavy Mark 1 females, they might be a little difficult to actually get contracts for. So we'll hold off on actually producing them, but we'll have the design waiting for when we're able to actually get contracts with them. So, anyways, guys, I will go ahead and let you guys go. I love you all. I hope you are going to enjoy this series because this game is actually a lot of fun. And I know I haven't used the test drive yet. We'll get to that when we actually have the design for the female done because I want to show you both the key differences between the two concepts. Anyways, guys, we'll talk to you later.